What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video I am building a classic family home in the world of Oasis Springs. As you can see, it's a little bit mid-century modern inspired, so that's the reason why I built it here in Oasis Springs, because I feel like there aren't really any other worlds where this type of house would fit in nicely. I mean, obviously you can build it anywhere, it doesn't really matter, and maybe it would look nice in that world that we got with Get Famous. What's it called? Del Sol Valley, I believe. This type of house would work really well in that world as well. But yeah, I decided to just build it here because I wanted it to be a nice, like, perfect little family home, and this neighborhood was just a nice fit for this house, I felt like. So that's the reason why I built it here. And I actually built it off of a picture that I found on Pinterest. I used that for reference. It was a very cute little like drawing of a house, and I don't know, you might recognize it, you might not, but in the description it said that it's like in the background of some sort of game. I had never heard of that game. I don't know. I don't remember the title of the game either, but I found a couple of different little screenshots or drawings of this house, and for each of those pictures or images, it said that, yeah, it's in the background of some sort of game. So if you're familiar with that game, you might recognize this house, but I used it for reference, and I basically, yeah, mainly just recreated the facade of that house in the game, and then for the back of the house and the whole like driveway situation and stuff, I came up with that myself, obviously the floor plan as well. But yeah, the facade of the house of that picture that I found on Pinterest, I just really liked the way it looked. To me, it screamed like perfect family home. And yeah, I just enjoyed that vibe so much, and I was craving to build it in The Sims, so that's what I did, and I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. So, like I said, I really wanted this to be that perfect family home. So the house ended up having 4 bedrooms, I believe. Yeah, a master bedroom, 2 kids' bedrooms, and 1 bedroom for a toddler. And then it has 2 bathrooms, 1 full bathroom upstairs and 1 full bathroom downstairs. And yeah, the floor plan of this house, it was kind of a struggle, especially for the downstairs area. Like the second floor was no issue. That kind of came together quite nicely, fairly easily, but the downstairs area was a little bit of a struggle. I did decide to keep the garage. Obviously, we don't have any specific use for a garage in The Sims 4 because we don't really have functional cars. But I actually decided to convert the garage and turn it into a study area / skill building room / playroom for the kids. So I really like the way that the garage turned out in the end. And then obviously, since this is a mid-century modern inspired house, I did want to play with platforms a little bit. So you can see that I didn't use foundations for this house. I used platforms, and I made sure that the living area kind of has that conversation pit look and feel going on. So I placed the living area on a lower platform, and that was kind of a bit of a struggle because if you're familiar with the platform tool and the glitches that it has at all, it's really annoying once you start using the platform tool in a build, and then once you are still like playing around with the floor plan a little bit and closing off rooms here and there, it makes the platforms in that room jump up, and it's so annoying because you have to keep fixing it over and over again, and it's a little bit tricky to work with sometimes. But I figured it out for this build, and I really like the way that the floor plan turned out as well. It's not finished as of yet. Like as I was furnishing the house, especially the kitchen living area situation, I changed it up slightly because I just didn't like it that much at first. And I also needed a little bit of extra space for the living area because I was taking up a little bit too much room for just the kitchen, and yeah, that really wasn't working out. But you'll see that once we move on to the interior of the house. But here you can see that the whole facade of the house and the driveway situation is coming together. I really enjoy this driveway. I like that the front door has these like that staircase made out of platforms leading up to it. And then it has that whole driveway situation where I created that like makeshift garage door. And I placed that basketball hoop on top. To me, that just screams suburban American family home, and that was definitely the vibe that I was going for this house as well. Like a basketball hoop above the garage door is such an American thing to me. I don't know, I am not from the United States, I am from the Netherlands if you didn't know. And so yeah, a basketball hoop over a garage door, to me that is something that you see in like those classic suburban neighborhoods in like movies and TV shows and things. So I was enjoying that so much, and so I placed one above the garage door, and it made perfect sense for this house and like the whole vibe that I wanted it to have. So I was really happy with that little detail. I think I forgot to actually play test the basketball hoop, so that's a shame. I think it should be perfectly functional as long as you remove the car, maybe. However, the car is a debug item, so your Sims might actually just walk straight through that. I'm not sure if they do that with cars. I know they do that with different, like, other debug items. I'm not sure if they do that with cars, but either way, the car isn't functional. So if you want to remove the car, there is no issue there. It's not functional. There's no use for it. I just thought it looked nice and realistic. So that's why I placed it there, but I can totally understand if you want the basketball hoop to be functional. So just delete the car and you should be fine. I actually also placed a bicycle, like a bike underneath it at some point. So maybe you might want to place that bike somewhere else and then you should be perfectly fine. But I just placed all the items like this because, I don't know, for the aesthetic of the house. I wanted it to look cute and realistic, so that's why I placed all those items in front of the basketball hoop. But yeah, it should be perfectly functional if you just shuffle some items around. And then this house has a very nice and luxurious backyard as well. At first, I wasn't really planning on making this house very expensive or luxurious at all. I just wanted it to be like a more regular family home, but then it turned out to be quite luxurious and expensive in the end anyway, because the house is quite big. It's really, really spacious actually. Well, not very spacious in the sense of there's a lot of room, but it's quite a big house. Like it has 4 bedrooms, it has a nice open kitchen, living area and stuff. So yeah, it's quite a big house. And so the backyard is also really spacious, and I did make sure to give them a swimming pool, which I actually always do when I build houses in this world. It's the desert, it's really, really hot here. Your Sims need a pool. It's more so a necessity than it is a luxury, it feels like to me, at least for this world. So I gave them a nice pool where they can swim around. And then I also gave them a sand pit in the end for the toddler to play mostly, because I also put a toddler bedroom in this house, and I also placed the monkey jungle bars and stuff. And then they also have a very luxurious and nice outdoor kitchen as well. They have like a nice grill and counter situation in the backyard, and also a bar attached to it. So it's really, really nice. This house or this backyard would also be perfect for like hosting parties in your game. I feel like for like dinner parties or swim, like pool parties, stuff like that, I feel like this house would be perfect. Just as long as you place like some sort of like stereo situation in the backyard for the time being, then other than that, you should have everything you would need for a cool like party in the backyard. I don't know. It seems the perfect house for that purpose as well. And yeah, I really enjoyed that about this house. But you can see that we are moving on to the interior of the house, and you can see that the whole kitchen is on a higher platform, and then the living area where the sliding doors are on a lower platform. I did actually end up extending the living area a little bit, and then I also got rid of this weird little corner situation where the platform is right now. It just didn't really make that much sense to me, and I didn't really know what to do with the space either, so I ended up changing that around. Like the whole floor plan, it was definitely a case of like hit and miss for me for this one. That happens sometimes. However, I was really enjoying it for this build. But yeah, as you can see, I did end up taking a lot of space for the kitchen. So I needed to, in the end, extend the house a little bit, but there was no issue there. In the end, the whole floor plan worked out perfectly fine, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. It looks so cozy and inviting and family friendly to me. Here you can see that I got rid of that weird corner situation and yeah, made the kitchen in itself a little bit smaller as well. And then yeah, that should be that for the kitchen. You can see that I chose those dark blue counters, and that was actually the inspiration for the rest of the color scheme for this house for me. I was really enjoying that blue color, and so I repeated that color, or like at least dark blue, like colorful accents throughout this build or throughout this area of the build, because the whole color scheme of this house is fairly neutral. I didn't want it to be very explicit and like very colorful and bright and specific in that sense. I just really wanted it to be a perfect family home that literally any sort of family could move into without changing too much. So yeah, I wanted the color scheme to be quite neutral on the exterior, but then on the interior, obviously, I wanted it to be a little bit more realistic and lively and colorful and fun, but not too colorful. So that's why I decided to go with that dark blue kitchen, because it is colorful, but it's not too much. It caters to a lot of different people's taste, I feel like, if that makes sense. So I chose that blue color, and then yeah, that, like I said, was kind of the inspiration for the rest of the living area as well. But here you can see that I placed a dining table, and pretty soon I will be realizing that I didn't have enough space for the rest of the living room. I was kind of having so much fun with the whole kitchen and dining situation that once it was time for me to furnish the living area, I was like, well, there is no space left. I need to do something about this. So that's when I actually extended the living area just a tiny bit to, yeah, just make it just big enough for a nice and spacious living area where the whole family could sit around and have family time together. But yeah, the floor plan down here is a little bit cramped, but not too cramped. Like, you won't have any routing issues. I play tested the build, obviously, except for the basketball hoop, like I just explained. But the rest I definitely play tested, and everything works out perfectly fine. And to me, this floor plan just turned out very realistic. I'm actually quite proud of this one, because floor plans, I'm not that great at coming up with floor plans that make the most sense. I feel like it's quite a struggle for me, and it also always takes me a long time. It also took me a long time for this one, which I often don't really record the whole struggle of me trying to figure out the floor plan. I didn't do that for this video either. But eventually I figured it out, and I'm really happy with the way that it came out. You can see that I also used a dark blue couch. This one is the one from Paranormal Stuff. And then I paired it with these chairs from, I feel like those chairs are from Bowling Stuff. And I don't know, the whole color scheme is really matchy-matchy with like that really light, creamy yellow tone and the dark blue, and I just really enjoyed that so much. Those colors just complement each other so nicely, and they're not too much, yet it does give the whole room a little bit more like of a like cozy vibe. I feel like it's just a little bit more lively this way and a little bit more colorful. And I placed this bookcase from, is it Get Famous? I think it's from either Get Famous or the Bowling Night stuff, but I think it's from Get Famous actually. And then there's that big sliding door leading into the backyard as well. So I don't know, personally, I just really enjoy the way that this floor plan and this house turned out. I had so much fun with it. I didn't really have a specific storyline for the family living here. I just wanted to make this a perfect family home that would suit a lot of different families. So I feel like I succeeded in that sense. Obviously, if you have a family moving into this house, you might want to swap some things around, change some things around to to make it perfect for your family that you're playing. but I feel like any sort of family would be able to move in here quite easily, other than the fact that it's really expensive. Like, the house turned out really expensive. I think it's over 100,000 simoleons. So it's definitely a house that you're gonna need to save up for. Or if you play with money cheats, then obviously it's not an issue. But yeah, I definitely did not set any restrictions for myself budget-wise. I wanted this house to be as realistic and family friendly and yeah, just look as lived in as possible. So it definitely has a lot of clutter, not too much though. It's still really playable, I feel like. But yeah, it definitely looks like there is a family with kids living in this house, and that's definitely what I tried to go for as well. So, and clutter actually adds up quite fast, as well as artwork on the walls and things. Those things in The Sims are very expensive. But yeah, I definitely didn't hold back. So yeah, you can see that I am placing a little closet in the hallway as well. I usually furnish the hallways first in my builds, but for this one, for some reason, I immediately got started on the kitchen because I felt like decorating the kitchen. To me, that was going to be the most like important part of the house, like the main, like the heart or like the center of the house, if that makes sense. So I immediately got started on the kitchen and the living area situation, which I also knew was going to be an open floor plan. So that whole part of the house is basically like the center of the house where the family gets together and has dinners and just family time and stuff like that. And then after that, I quickly decorated the hallway. And then there is a full bathroom downstairs, like I already explained as well. It's a very basic bathroom, nothing special going on in here. And the bathroom upstairs is actually slightly bigger, and that bathroom also has laundry in it. So I always really enjoy placing the laundry machines in my family builds because it's just such a realistic thing to have, especially in a family home, I feel like. So I definitely wanted to include laundry in this house, but I quickly realized that this bathroom downstairs was going to be a bit too small for that because I did really want to place shower tub combinations in both the bathrooms. So that's what I went with. And then the upstairs bathroom, since it's a little bit bigger, I also had space for laundry machines in there. But here you can see this is that converted garage area. So I turned this into an office. I placed a desk with a computer in here because I definitely did not have the space for a desk with a computer in the living area. I mean, obviously you could always place a laptop on the dining table or on the island counters, and then that could function as a little office space as well. But I didn't want there to be a dedicated like desk somewhere in this house, so I placed it in here, and I actually really like the way that this space turned out. It's just a play area and a skill building area for the kids as well, and I placed an easel, I placed that science table and the drawing table for the kids, and also just an extra toy box. So I feel like the kids would definitely spend a lot of their time in here because since the living area is kind of cramped, or not cramped, but just it's full, like I couldn't really fit in any toys in there. So I immediately knew that I wanted there to be like a dedicated play area for the kids in this house, since this is a family home with at least 2 kids and then maybe also a toddler, which is what I furnished it for. So yeah, I definitely wanted there to be a nice play area where the kids could play together. So I used the garage for that, and I feel like it's a nice purpose for that area. It definitely makes sense for this house. But yeah, after that, I actually moved on to the upstairs area of the house. We have this little landing area. It's really small. One thing I don't like about this landing area is that it doesn't have a window, but I mean, it's fine. It's only a landing area. You're not going to be spending a lot of time here. So I figured it was fine. So I placed a couple of bookcases in the landing area, and then yeah, just a decorative chair and things like that. And then that's actually already it. And then I moved on to the parents' bedroom. For this bedroom, for some reason, I was kind of struggling trying to find the right layout. I don't know why, but it was mainly the dresser and side table situation that I didn't really know what to do with. I figured it out in the end though. I don't know why it took me so long. I was being very picky for some reason with this house. A lot of things took me a long time, which I'm always really picky when it comes to building in The Sims. I'm very much a perfectionist and it takes me a long time to decide on things. But for this house, for some reason, it took me extra long. You can see that I'm shuffling around like the dresser a ton in this build. It definitely did not need to be that difficult for me because the shape of this room is not that like difficult or anything to work with. But yeah, I was just a little bit picky and a little bit indecisive for this one. I do really like how it turned out though. They have a dresser and also a walk-in closet. So tons of storage space in here, and then I placed a nice little chair next to the dresser as well. And I'm really happy with the colors that I picked for the wallpaper. You can see that I placed some like a little accent wall on that back wall where the dresser is located. I went for that very mid-century modern looking wallpaper with the dots or the circles on it. I really like that wallpaper, and I really like that color, like that grayish blue color. It's really nice and very easy to mix with other colors, I feel like. Very nice to combine. But yeah, that was actually already it for the parents' bedroom. I really like how it ended up looking in the end. It's very cozy to me. But here you can see that this is the upstairs bathroom with the laundry machines, and I also made sure to place a potty in here. There's no potty in the downstairs bathroom, I don't think. And I also made sure to place laundry baskets in both the parents' bedroom and this bathroom where the laundry machines are. I think I actually forgot to put laundry baskets in the kids' bedrooms, if I'm not mistaken. I think I either forgot or I just didn't have the space for it and decided to leave them out because, I mean, the clothes that your Sims take off will like end up in some sort of laundry basket, and it doesn't really matter in which room they are as long as they're not full. So I feel like if I'm remembering that correctly, like definitely correct me if I'm wrong, and then I will do a better job next time at placing laundry baskets in all of the bedrooms. But I feel like it's not too much of a struggle. Like I feel like the clothes will end up in an empty laundry basket wherever it is located. So that's why I decided to not place them in these bedrooms. If I'm remembering that correctly, like I'm not actually sure. It's actually been a while since I built this house because at some point I actually had a lot of time all of a sudden to do a lot of building. So I definitely took advantage of that time that I had because I don't always have a lot of time to build. Not as much as I would like to have anyway. So at some point I had like a couple of weeks where all of a sudden I had a lot of time. So I took advantage of that and I did a lot of building. So I actually have a lot of recordings, like a lot of speed builds sitting there waiting for me to do a voiceover. So yeah, I did a lot of pre-recording, which is actually really nice so that I have, yeah, enough videos to upload. However, there is a new pack coming out next week and I won't be uploading all of my builds without that pack in this week. Definitely not, because I have like 4 or 5 videos sitting there waiting for me. So I will be releasing some videos without the new pack after it's out, but I hope that's not too much of a problem. I mean, I think that's fine. Obviously, when the new pack comes out, I will do some building with the new pack first, if I have time, because I think next week I'm going to be very busy, which it's always the case. Like whenever a new pack comes out and I really want to sit down and build with it immediately, for some reason, those weeks I'm very busy. Like I'm scheduled, like I'm booked, I have like work, I have other things, which is a shame because I want to build and I want to create content because it's my passion and I love it so much, and then work is just in the way, which is really annoying. But it always happens whenever there is a new pack coming out and it's really, really annoying. There's not much I can do about it though. So yeah, I might not be able to release a video with a new pack immediately once it comes out, but I will hopefully a few days later be able to build and upload something. I'll try my best because I'm really, really excited for that new pack. I mean, we're gonna have sectional sofas, we're gonna have separate stoves and ovens. I mean, I have been waiting for that for years, and I'm so excited that we're finally getting it. And the update is going to be so great as well, because the whole bunk bed system will be updated so that we can finally properly place like desks or couches underneath the bunk beds, and I'm so excited for that. So yeah, definitely looking forward to next week. But yeah, like I said, maybe I won't be able to upload a video with a new pack immediately, but I will try my best to get some content out there for you guys as soon as I can. But yeah, you could definitely see the kids' bedrooms come together. I totally talked over them, but they are very, very, very colorful, and I really like the way that they turned out, and I hope you do too. But here you can see that this is the little toddler's bedroom. It's a little bit smaller than the kids' bedrooms, but I mean, it is what it is. For a toddler's bedroom, this size is perfect. When the toddler ages up, the bedroom is going to be a little bit small, especially compared to the other bedrooms, but it still definitely works. You could easily fit a single bed in here, like no problem. It shouldn't be an issue at all. It's just maybe a little bit unfair if you compare this room to the other, like to their siblings' bedrooms. But I guess that's just what it is. Like maybe once one of the older kids like ages up and maybe moves out or goes to university, then the youngest kid can move into a slightly bigger bedroom. I mean, that's how it goes for most houses in real life as well, I feel like. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But here you can see that we are moving on to the backyard, and I gave them a sand pit. As you can see, I placed that slide in the sand pit that we got with the toddler stuff, so the toddler can just play around in the sand pit with the dollhouse and with the slide, and yeah, just have a good time. And then here you can see that I placed a very nice like outdoor kitchen with a grill and a bar situation that I really, really enjoy, and I placed this nice like umbrella over it, and a nice dining table out here as well. So like I said, I feel like this house would be perfect for pool parties or like dinner parties where you can just sit outside and have dinner. I don't know. This backyard just seems perfect for a family home to me, and I had a lot of fun with it because usually I don't really plan out my backyards like this at all. Usually there is a lot more like unmanicured landscaping going on, if that makes sense. But for this backyard, I definitely used every little bit of space that I had to place something of an activity. So everything just seems very intentional in this backyard, if that makes sense. There's this little grass patch that is there like intentionally for the kids to play and stuff like that, for the monkey bars and everything. So yeah, I feel like this backyard is very intentional and very manicured, and that's what I like about it. It's just something different that I really, really enjoyed for this backyard. But yeah, here I just made sure to place a little bit of clutter items here and there in the backyard and on the counters, and I just placed some outdoor lighting here and there because I kind of forgot about that at first. And then I just decorated the front porch or the front yard or the driveway a little bit more. And then I feel like that's actually already it for this build. So let's hop into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game. I feel like this facade looks so inviting. It has that nice car in front and the basketball hoop and just a couple of bikes standing around, and it just looks very family friendly and realistic to me, and I really enjoy that about this house. Then when we walk through the front door, we enter into this nice little entryway. It just looks very warm and inviting to me once again. It has a nice coat closet and stuff over here, and then when you walk through this archway, you directly enter into the very colorful and cozy little kitchen. I actually placed a dishwasher in this kitchen, which I rarely ever do. I just always forget that they exist, and I also don't really like how they look, but I mean, for a family home, a dishwasher is definitely a necessity, so I made sure to place one in this kitchen. Then when we step down onto the lower platform, we have the dining table right here. I actually placed a high chair for the toddler in this house because I did want this to be that perfect family home. I rarely ever use high chairs in the game ever because I think they're a little bit annoying, but I like the way that the chair looks in this house. Obviously, you can just replace it with a regular chair if you're the same way. But here we have a nice bookcase and the sliding doors that lead into the backyard. And then over here we have the very colorful and cozy looking living room situation. It has a nice couch and a couple of chairs and obviously a TV over on this side as well. And then over here on this side of the entryway, we have the converted garage, which is now like a skill building area and an office area, and it has a lot of toys for the kids as well. So this is a very nice little room. And then over here we have the downstairs bathroom. So this one is a full bathroom, nothing special going on. And then when we go upstairs, we have this landing area. Once again, nothing special going on over here. I just made sure to place a couple extra bookcases because, yeah, just a little bit of extra storage space, I guess. And then over here we have the parents' bedroom. This one is very colorful as well. I really like the color of the walls. It's so soft and just relaxing to me for some reason. The bed is nice and colorful as well. And over here they have an extra dresser and a walk-in closet. And then over here we have the first kids' bedroom. I made sure to give it a lot of extra toys and things like that. I really like the color scheme in here as well. It's very bright and colorful, but at the same time also very matchy. And for the other kids' bedroom, I actually went with a very similar color scheme, just different accents, but the wood color is the same. Once again, very bright and very colorful, but it makes sense to me. I really like the way that these bedrooms look. And then over here we have the smallest bedroom for the toddler. This one is a bit more neutral, a bit softer on the eyes as well. But yeah, just a cute little bedroom with a couple of toys for the toddler in here. And then over here we have the upstairs bathroom, which is definitely the biggest one. This one has the laundry machines in it. And I also made sure to place a potty in here so that you can potty train your toddler. Then for the backyard, we have this nice swimming pool over here and a dining area. And yeah, this very nice outdoor kitchen that I personally really enjoy. I thought it was so perfect for this house and it's just so nice and luxurious. And then over here we have a little play area for the kids and also a hangout area for the parents to just hang out in the sun if it's not too hot, of course. And then over here we have a nice little sand pit for the toddler mainly, but also for the kid obviously. And some plant pots over here so that you can do some gardening if you want to as well. But that's actually it for this house. So this perfect family home comes in at 106,688 simoleons. So yeah, it's very expensive. You probably need to cheat money for this house or save up for it if you have a very rich and successful and wealthy family, then that shouldn't be an issue at all. But yeah, the house is quite expensive. But that's actually it for this video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this build. You can definitely go ahead and download it off the gallery if you want to. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!